This is TWiT.
This app actually, I can't remember where I read about this a couple of weeks ago, but when I read about it, it actually kind of spoke to me on a certain level because I've always wanted to interview my parents. I've always wanted to sit down with an audio recording with my dad and ask him about certain aspects of his life. He was in the Vietnam War. He has a very thick history before even I knew him, and I would love to be able to capture that and be able to, I don't know, have that to hand down to my kids to be, so that they can learn a little bit more about my dad, because admittedly I have a really bad memory about details and I don't want to lose that stuff. So this is an app called StoryCorps, and basically what it is it's an app that allows you to do a couple of things. You can interview. So if I was to set up an interview here, I could start it off, prepare for an interview. Who am I going to talk to? I'm going to talk to, my dad. And it allows you, it assists you in what questions you might want to ask. If you need assistance with that, you can kind of go through and find some really interesting, insightful questions. These are some of the best questions, and you can add them to the list. It also has a little section for like warm-up questions, how to get the ball rolling, really kind of targeting people who maybe haven't done an interview before, haven't interviewed somebody before. The great listen, parents, grandparents, all types of different questions to get you started to come armed to this interview with some really good topics to kind of dive in and ask whoever you happen to be interviewing. Who will you interview? Obviously, put in a little bit of information about them. They'll go ahead and get that information. Then you jump into it. And once you jump into it, you get all the questions that are being asked. I could go ahead and start it. Sorry. I'll give it a permission. It starts to record. We do our interview. As I'm going through, I've got the questions that are listed here. When I'm done, I just check it off, and it gives you, this little interface here to kind of, keep you on task, keep you on target for your interview. Once you're all done, I'm going to go ahead and stop that. You can take a photo. So maybe it's a photo of you two, or maybe it's a photo of the person that you're interviewing. Or you can upload that. I'll go ahead and skip that right now. And then this allows it to be posted to StoryCorps for others to listen to and learn a little something about. I'm going to cancel out of that. You can tag it up and all that kind of stuff. We'll go into browse here, and you can see on the main landing page just some of the featured interviews once it loads up here. And yeah, it's just kind of a, if you're ever looking for interesting things to listen to, this is a way to really kind of dive in and learn about just very random selections of people around the world. Like this is, nobody tells you what to expect after getting shot, this interview right here. And you can go in there, it loads it up. It's a 3-minute and 4-second.
2 decades ago. It was a summer day in Los Angeles, and 6-year-old Josh Stepikoff was...
And it's obviously it's an interview. They kind of set it up. Stop. I need you to pause. Oh, the pause is down there. Sorry. That was my bad. And you can add, so it has kind of social features. So if there are people in here and you want to follow more of their stories, more of their interviews, you can add them. Just a really cool, different app. And I'm super inspired by this. The next time I visit my parents, I really want to sit down with this and interview my parents and get some things recorded that I can hold on to. And I think it would just be a really rewarding experience. And I don't know. I like this. I like everything behind StoryCorps.
StoryCorps is awesome. I'm glad to see that they expanded out to an app, because they actually have here in New York City these little booths that are set up. There's one way downtown, kind of by City Hall and everything in Manhattan, where you can just go in and tell your story, and they collect all people's stories, and then they release the best ones at the end of the week. And it's this whole kind of innovative, kind of embracing community and the stories that everyday people have. So I'm glad to see that they've moved from just kind of a physical kind of location kind of base with those booths into an app. I think that's super cool.
Yeah. I like it a lot. So, learn about some people you may not know, and people who aren't necessarily going to be written about online. You know what I mean? These are actual stories by actual people that are outside of kind of the mainstream kind of media storytelling universe. It's called StoryCorps, and it's free. So you can interview, or you can listen, or you can do both. And there you go.